TribLIVE Radio presents Pirates manager Clint Hurdle, appearing throughout the season with Ken Laird and Guy Junker.
El Toro strikes in the 19th.
The best Pirates talk is right here. Trib Total Media. See what's next. The Clint Hurdle Show on TribLIVE Radio is brought to you by Century 3 Chevrolet. We can make it happen.
Ken Laird and Guy Junker here on TribLIVE Radio. And Guy, Clint Hurdle has done more than his share of good deeds since coming to Pittsburgh, but how about his agreement to suffer with us every 2 weeks again through
He must have killed someone in a previous life to have to do this every year.
Clint, this is above and beyond, but we welcome you back, and we love it.
Well, thanks. Happy to be a part of it.
Clint, did the offseason seem a lot shorter to you? With you played longer and you had a lot of banquet duties and all the awards and everything. Did it go by faster this year?
No, it does. It's actually the third winter I've had that's been shortened due to postseason play. 2 trips to the series. The other one as a player was back in 1980, and I don't even remember that. So they're all good. Sorry?
I was going to say, yep, you're here. We got you.
Okay. It does go faster. There are some opportunities that you believe you need to be representative of and make appearances to show up to, and then you've got to find the balance to make sure that you're doing what you need to do at home with your family.
As you left the ballpark Monday, Clint, I know it was a dramatic win and a great start to the season. Did you find yourself feeling it was a continuation of last year, or does every season take on sort of its new feeling and it's a clean break and a brand new 2014?
Clean break, 2014 for me. We closed the book on 2013. You establish a style in which you like your team to play. Our team plays the game hard. We play the game the right way. Our goal is to play it smart every night. We continue just to push forward and try and meet those demands of the game. Actually, it's kind of like World Cup soccer more often than not when we're at home. I mean, a late goal and we win and we walk off and we go, and not a bigger swing of the bat that day than the one off the bat of Neil Walker. And I feel good for him as well as a number of other people. Lariano was very, very good and very determined in his first start of the season.
It was interesting to watch the replay event take place a couple times. Clint, we saw it in the one TV game in spring training. But, talking about this for years now has been, well, is it going to slow the game down? And actually, I think it might actually speed it up because the two incidents, your challenge and the Cubs challenge, were over so quickly. If there would have been a manager argument there, it probably would have taken more time than the replay did.
Well, time will tell, but everybody wants to get an opinion out quick. I feel like you do, Guy. I think it will have the opportunity to shorten the time on the field. There's still going to be arguments because there's going to be games where you're going to think you got an opportunity to challenge. You don't get it right. You're denied. You have no challenges left, and there's going to be a bang play somewhere else you can't challenge, but you might go out and argue. And you might get to that point where it's been, you got to do what's best for the team. And if you think you're getting the short end of the stick, you got to let somebody know. So it still could happen, but I think time will tell. It needs to play out. And I think we're off to a good start with it, though.
Well, the view of the manager may be different, but I would miss it if there were never any arguments because a good one's always fun to watch.
You can have one when you get home at night.
Oh, I usually do.
Pirates manager Clint Hurdle, our guest. You mentioned the World Cup soccer thing, Clint. The cliche, of course, is that pitchers are way ahead of hitters this time of the year. Do you buy into that? Is that just an excuse? When you played, how quick did your swing come when you came north?
It's all about execution of pitches. If you'll go back and read the box scores from opening day, you'll find a number of games in which the pitchers weren't ahead of the hitters. You make pitches, you get hitters out. You make good pitches, you execute, you get the ball in good locations. Guys don't put the ball in play as much. They don't put the ball in play hard. That's what makes it challenging. So good pitching will always beat good hitting. But when pitchers make mistakes, the guys at this level wear them out across the board.
One other thing we always talk about this time of the year, Clint, I mean, you guys come back up here, you're all tanned, some even sunburned, and we had a beautiful day for opening day. But when you get into the cold, nasty, damp night games for a while, does that give the pitcher an advantage? Is it tougher to hit in cold weather? Is that not a factor either way?
Well, again, it's a topic of discussion. That's what makes the game so great. People have their opinions. But you ask some of these Latin American pitchers if it's easier to pitch in cold weather, they're not going to tell you that it is. they're going to tell you the exact opposite, that they can't stand it, and some of them. Hitters, most of them, you like to have a little bit of adrenaline. Sometimes that's easier to get when the weather warms up. But at the end of the day, we know we're going to play. If it's not raining or it's not snowing, it's going to be cold. It's the way the game's been for 128 years here in Pittsburgh. We're not going to change that. So it's all about what you're thinking going into the game for me. And that's what our guys focus on, is just getting ready to play and do the best they can that night to win a ball game.
Clint, it was obviously a great swing from Neil Walker there to get you guys off to the win. When you look at Neil from the left and the right side of the plate, what's different about his swing, and why more power from the left from him?
I'm not going to share a lot of that with you because there could be Cub listeners on and it'll get all tweeted up and it'll be out there for everything. So you guys can figure that out. We have our own ideas. So does Neil. I think he had a very productive spring at tightening up his swing from the right side. Hit a home run against the Phillies, had a number of other base hits, had another extra base hit, but just swing the bat with much more consistency and efficiency. Number of reps does have something to do with it. And then, there's just more right-handed pitching, which necessitates the volume of reps, left-handed versus right-handed. So he's working hard at it. We think and I know he felt he accomplished some things in spring training. They're going to play out for him during the season.
Charlie Morton pitching tonight, Clint. I'm wondering how different is Charlie now than when you first came to the Pirates? I mean, he had the Tommy John surgery, obviously, but how much has he grown and matured? He seems like a guy to me, and for how little it is, maybe lacked confidence a little bit early in his career, and has gotten over that part now. I don't know if I'm barking up the wrong tree there or not.
I think if you look at the numbers that he had early in his career, that probably speaks to a lot of the lack of confidence. When you come up here and you don't get people out, it's hard. And then people are telling you why you don't get people out, and you listen to 5, 6, 7 people. And I do think the separation from Atlanta, I do think that any pitcher in Atlanta at that time, the bar was set very high. When you're trying to get into a rotation that was anchored by Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz for so many years, and you don't pan out, there's discord. People get critical. Getting here, it gave him a new, fresh start. And obviously, he didn't get off to a real good start here, but he stayed with it. Neil Huntington has been his biggest backer. I do think the marriage, the kid, the baby, everything growing up has helped him grow up as a man off the field, which I think has played to his skill set on the field. Ray Searage and Euclides Rojas have done a great job with him, but Charlie deserves a lot of credit just challenging himself, dealing with his insecurities or the challenge, dealing with the things that has hung him up in the past, and just looking at things differently, more positive fashion, more an aggressive fashion. And he's getting things done now, and he doesn't hope to do well anymore. He expects to do well when he goes out there. And it's been fun to watch the maturation of Charlie on and off the field. I'm looking forward to seeing him pitch tonight.
Clint, have you reestablished the leadership group that you had last year with certain members of the team coming into your office every couple weeks?
Yeah, the players vote on that group. And the players voted McCutchen back, Martin back, Grilly back, Barmas back, and Liriano is going to represent the starting pitchers. So they have been voted on. We've already had a couple sit-downs. We'll meet twice a month. I look forward to it. The things they bring to me, their ideas, their thoughts, their concerns, the things they like. It's been great, and it's helped us all grow together with the transparency. It's developed another layer of trust, which played out very well for us last year, and I look forward to going through this with those men again.
Well, one of the I don't want to say surprises, but Travis Ishikawa was the one non-roster invitee that makes the team. Can you and had a pretty nice first day, a couple of hits. You just sort of talk about what you saw in him this spring and what you hope he brings to the table this year. And your thoughts, Clint. I know you said you're not going to completely go with a platoon situation. I mean, with all the righties that you face, Gabby Sanchez would hardly ever play. But do you just look at that as an individual matchup that day, how they've done against those pitchers in the past?
As I've shared with anybody who's asked, that's how we'll do it. We've got hard analysis. If there's past experience and numbers that come into play against certain starters, we use projectable analysis. We use different types of ways to to match up our guys against certain type of pitching. Gabby will get some starts against right-handers. Travis could stay in the game against left-handers. It won't be a cookie-cutter setup, nor will it be in right field. It'll be a touch and feel, and we hope both of them can get some traction. If one of them gets more at a time, we'll definitely probably get that guy out there with more reps, but we can't let Gabby sit too long coming out of the blocks here. He swung the bat pretty well in spring training. He does add value. Especially off the bench, he needs to get at bats, as does every guy. So we'll look for opportunities to get everybody involved sooner than later.
Clint, before we let you go, is there any medical update on Jamison Tyone?
That's off my board.
Okay.
Kyle Stark, some of the medical team, those would be the guys you need to ask about that.
Who do you like in the Final Four?
You know, we have a very good family friend that is a Kentucky alumni. Calipari did reach out and stayed in touch with him through this past season. The kids got Kentucky blue shirts from Uncle Marty. They were wearing them the other day, much to my discord, against Michigan. So I'm going to let the kids make the call here. My kids are looking for Kentucky to finish this thing off.
There you go.
Good luck tonight and on all season, Clint. We appreciate you coming back on with us, and we'll talk soon, I hope.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thanks, Clint.
You too, Clint. Pirates manager Clint Hurdle coming on with us every couple weeks here on TribLIVE Radio. And